60 as well, with both, just walking around the path, giving you an idea of what both cameras can do, and of course the microphones as well. Looking at some stabilization, seeing how well it stabilizes. This is good. It's better. I'm picking up my walking pace a little bit. It was a bit slower initially. Now I'm giving standard walking pace, if you will. And then I'm going to go ahead and pan across the city. So stabilization on both cameras looks pretty solid, and I think you will enjoy using either for recording video, but the dynamic range on the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra is just a little bit better than what we have on the S20 Ultra, especially just looking at the clouds texture, the grass in front. Pretty nice stuff. Now, both shoot at 8K and 8K 24 frames per second. Honestly, you can't really tell the difference between both devices shooting at 8K. I have them side by side here, so you get an idea of what 8K video capture will look like on this device, but it's pretty solid overall. It's something you want to do stationary or on a tripod, not something you're going to be freehanding like I am right now. You're not going to get the best quality. You can definitely check out Danny Wingett's video samples from this device. Really showcases it to its best level. So looking at super steady videos, they look really similar. Now I suggest you look at one video first before you look at the other, so you don't get confused or dizzy or anything like that. But I'll say it's pretty similar, and technology has stayed the same. Works really well in good lighting situations, although the dynamic range on the Note 20 Ultra really stands out, especially when you're recording to the sun and things like that. Now, autofocus was a big issue with the S20 Ultra, and you can see here it's been improved. There is better autofocus speed, but you can still see some of that delay there, especially transitioning between the back of the phone to the grass or the ground. Some of that delay is there now. As we move over to the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, which has that laser focus, it's a bit faster. It's actually much faster, and you can see how fast the autofocus is, just transitioning from grass to device and things like that. So that's actually pretty nice to see. Now, taking an accurate image color, if you will, overall. Now here is a old telephone booth turned into an ATM machine, and this is just a standard shot, and you can see the colors look good, everything looks nice. Pretty solid dynamic range on both images, especially for this shot composition. Then we're going to move into a 5x zoom, where to me here the S20 Ultra feels a little bit sharper, or at least the colors also come out a bit bolder, while the Note 20 Ultra has a much more flatter color tone, which is actually correct for this image, but again, both of them still look really good. Now, the very next image we jump to, this is an ultra wide shot. This is from my rooftop in Brooklyn here. This is where the dynamic range on the Note 20 Ultra really stands out. It was a cloudy day, there was some light coming in. As you look at the S20 Ultra image, the center building, which is like this brown brick building, is more contrasty, darker compared to the Note 20 Ultra, where that image is actually closer to the color of what you have with that building. Also, there's the images around. Now, we know this devices have zooms on there, so we went over and jumped into a 5x zoom, and you can see again the color representation of the green building in the back is pretty solid, while it's much lighter on the S20 Ultra. Again, you can even just compare the contrast on the buildings around, but again, you're looking at some of that dynamic range come to play. Look at the sky as well. In both images you see there's just more composition on the Note 20 Ultra. Now, as we move into 10x zoom, which is probably just the two best usable zooms in this device, is 5 and 10. The rest is really just you just zoom in for the fun of it. The Note 20 Ultra again has better color composition compared to the S20 Ultra, but again, still solid images, and also just the contrast all around on the Note 20 Ultra looks good. Now moving on to nighttime video. So this is where again we've got the bigger megapixel sensor on the S20 Ultra, and you can see the S20 Ultra image looks just a little bit more brighter than the Note 20 Ultra. That was coming from a much darker environment, walking into a light source, recording in 4K 60. The S20 Ultra image just looks better to me here, and also it was pretty solid stabilization. Now the rear camera, we're looking at 4K 60, and you can see it's got the same wobble effect. Again, I'm walking on a deliberate pace, but the images look pretty nice and sharp. It's not as grainy as I thought it would be, so I do like it, but again it's a bit wobbly, trying to compensate I believe at night. So solid images overall. Now looking at some selfie low light photos here, we've got the S20 Ultra bringing that brightness up with this shot, but the Note 20 Ultra gives me more detail and is a bit more closer, at least to my skin tone and this representation. Now this next image, I just want to show you how it is taken without any low light modes. It's pretty dark, it's on my roof, there's really no lights around me whatsoever. Take a look at what we see here. The Note 20 Ultra image is much sharper. That's my red t-shirt. You can see the yellow breaking in. It looks pretty sharp. You can clearly see the Galaxy Buds. You can even see some more detail on my face compared to the S20 Ultra, where it's really soft. It still brightens up the image, but the Note 20 Ultra image really stands out here. Definitely like what I've seen with the Note 20 Ultra, especially in low light situations. Here's another shot again. Poor lighting, not much, just giving you a shot without the low light camera mode. And then when we move over, you can see here again the Note 20 Ultra. You can see more of my shirt. It's an Iron Man shirt, more details in my face, less softness around. Also you can see more of the color of the building coming up, as opposed to the S20 Ultra, where the image is really soft and also a bit shaky because you have to hold it for a much longer period of time to get that. Now we look at some landmarks here, and you can see the Note 20 Ultra image. It feels a little bit sharper, and also it's taking in less of that yellow or hue lights, if you will. So compared to the S20 Ultra, where you can see the lighting around the car, it's taking more yellow from the building across. Both images are nice, but I think the Note 20 Ultra is trying to clean it up a little bit more. Now we go into the ultra wide shot again. You can see more of that yellow lighting coming from the right hand side into the image for the Galaxy S20 Ultra, which kind of muddles it a little bit for me, and the distortion is a little bit more pronounced compared to the Note 20 Ultra here, which just feels a little bit more balanced in terms of that bringing in that yellow light in from the yellow light source. So this next image is of the Brooklyn Bridge. I do like this image quite a bit, but when you look at both images here, the Note 20 Ultra image is brighter, as you can clearly see, but I do like the image from the S20 Ultra. Thus the darker tones really sets the contrast for me here in this image. But again, both images look good, but again, my preferred image here is from the S20 Ultra. Now here's one where the Note 20 Ultra really shines in low light conditions. Looking at both images of the car, the Note 20 Ultra just highlights the car, details of the brick behind. Just the car looks more visible and clear compared to the S20 Ultra. Now this is an image I had posted online earlier in the week, and you can clearly see the Note 20 Ultra just highlights more. You can see more of the surroundings, you can see more of the grass in front of us compared to the S20 Ultra, where it's much fuzzier and kind of just like a black speck. And again, just a bright and cleaner image from the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. Now this is the ultra wide camera from both of the devices, and here the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra again does a better job at brightening up the image, showing more detail. So if you look right after the first stool or white stool, you can't see anything in front of you with in the Galaxy S20 Ultra image. With the Note 20 Ultra image, it's much clearer and much sharper. Now this is a really fun image that I took. This is in Williamsburg in Brooklyn. Both images look really good, and I like what I see from both of them. I would say the slight edge here goes to the Note 20 Ultra just because of the lighting right in front. You can see more of the fence and all that fun stuff, but both images look really solid. Now some indoor nighttime shots. This is at a bar just picking up a drink. Both images look nice from the Note 20 Ultra and the Galaxy S20 Ultra. I think this is where these cameras really excel in these kind of settings that a lot of people use in low light photography. So solid images. Now here's an ultra wide shot here. Again, they look kind of similar to me. They look also pretty sharp and clear. I'll say maybe slightly sharper on the Galaxy S20 Ultra here, but I think both images look really good. I like the adjustment to all the different colors, from the drinks to the lighting to the light source on the left hand side. Comes out pretty well in this image. So we're going to a standard shot here. Again, both images look really good. You can see everything quite clearly. And also the separation of the different lights come out pretty well in both photos. So really solid stuff again from both the Note 20 Ultra and the Galaxy S20 Ultra. So now we move into here our 5x zoom, and you can see the Note 20 Ultra image is much sharper. Mind you, I was not free holding this. I actually placed this on a stand and I took a photo. The S20 Ultra image is just a little bit fuzzy, just a smidge. But when we go into 10x zoom, this is where the Note 20 Ultra image really stands out. Trust me, I tried to take that image on the right with the S20 Ultra multiple times. It came out the same way each time, even though it was placed on a table, had a stand, and I just pressed the button. The Note 20 Ultra image looks absolutely astounding. 10x zoom, indoors, low light setting. Now here's just one more image, outdoor setting, and you can see both images look really good. What you notice in the Note 20 Ultra is really important is look at the buildings at the back. It's a bit brighter and clearer with those buildings, although the lights tend to shimmer a bit more as